What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all, it is time that we talk Instacart. Now, I have been on the wait list for Instacart for well over 2 years, and I finally got activated back in November of 2024. And if you've been tuning in for the last couple of months, you will know that I have been doing a Road to Diamond Cart challenge. I've heard so many things about Diamond Cart that I just wanted to try it for myself and see what it was all about. Some people say it's not worth it, some people love it, but for myself as a newbie, I just wanted to experience it for myself and give my own honest opinion about it once I get a chance to give it a try. The thing that attracted me to trying to go for Diamond Cart was the fact that you just needed to do a certain number of deliveries in order to get that status. There was no acceptance rate or anything crazy like that. You know, to me, doing 200 deliveries within a 3-month period, that seemed pretty obtainable to me. Now, for somebody that does gig work full time, whether Instacart is or is not your primary app, you know, you could probably do this in your sleep. You could probably do this within a month and a half, maybe even less than a month. But for people like myself who might have a W-2, the only time that you really have would be the weekends or just a few hours after you do your W-2. So with that limited amount of time, you need to maximize that time and earn as many points as you possibly can. Now, in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking for a payday. When you first start off on Instacart, you do get priority status right off the bat. And, you know, I think I made some pretty good money from what I was able to tell. Of course, being new, I didn't really know what qualified as a good or a bad order. But of course, if I saw an order that was only paying like 15 bucks, you have to shop for like 60 or 70 items and you have to drive like 15 miles, you know, that wasn't a good order. But over time, I learned, you know, I would take some orders that I thought would be good, but after the fact, I would realize, okay, that actually was not great of an order. Now, at the time of me recording this, I have reached Diamond Cart. I still do have a couple more videos that are scheduled to release that you guys will be seeing over time, and you can see my finale to getting to Diamond Cart. So in the meantime, I wanted to go ahead and share a few things that I had learned during this journey, or this Road to Diamond Cart, as I named the series, and just open this up for discussion. And I want to know if you guys think that this was a good strategy, or is there a different method that you've used in the past that allowed you to find success in reaching Diamond Cart. But that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into these tips. So the first thing that I learned pretty quickly is that you should probably focus on some of the smaller orders. And by small orders, I mean taking orders that are probably going to be paying you less than $10. Now, I know a lot of people may look at that and be like, why am I going to go ahead and take an order that's paying me less than $10? I'm out here to make money. I get that. But hear me out. Obviously, they're not the most attractive orders, but trust me when I say that these do add up over time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put up a list of some small orders that I've done. Some of these are under $10. Some of these are just over 10. Now, most of these orders, they are going to be singles, but every now and then you might get lucky and get yourself a double. When picking up these orders, my goal is to try to complete these within 15 to 20 minutes. So if I'm lucky, you know, I might be able to knock out 3 of these within the hour. 3 deliveries, that means 30 points. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, well, I could just go ahead and pick up a 3 shop and deliver, potentially make more, and still knock that out within an hour. And plus, I'm getting the same amount of points. And you're absolutely right. You definitely can pick up a 3 shop and deliver. But what are the odds that you're actually going to see a pretty good shop and deliver for 3 customers that's going to take you less than an hour? Not saying that it's not possible, but what are the chances that you're going to run into that when you need to run into it? Imagine you're waiting for that 3 shop and deliver that's going to take you that hour to complete. Okay, so you're sitting in a parking lot, you're just waiting, you're waiting, right? And you see a $7 Walgreens order. Let's just say it's like 2 items. Maybe they're ordering some Advil and some Gatorade or something, right? You see that order and you're like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that 3 shop, right? So you waited 15, 20, 25 minutes, and then boom, you finally got your 3 shop. You're like, cool, I waited, I got what I wanted. You do your 3 shop, you got your 30 points, right? So while you were waiting for that 3 shop and deliver, you let that Walgreens order slip by. If you would have taken that order and then waited maybe 5-10 more minutes, you could have gotten that same 3 shop and deliver. So instead of making potentially 40 points within that hour, you ended up making only 30 points. And you might think, that's only 10 points. You know, I can go ahead and make that back. Also reasonable. You can definitely make that back. but I can guarantee you that I made at least an extra 300 points just by taking those extra short orders in between my big orders, or the orders that I picked up on the way home, that I thought I was going to go ahead and end my day or end my afternoon or whatever. And, I saw this order. I'm like, oh, I can knock that out real quick. Those actually add up. That's 300 less points that I'm going to have to worry about down the line because I chipped away at it within those 3 months. So they may not seem that big of a deal now, but if you look back and you see like, oh, wow, you know what? I actually went ahead and stacked a few points by taking those small orders. And granted, you don't know what could have happened if you did or did not take an order. When you're in the middle of an order, you're pretty much off the table for picking up anything else. So whatever else is being released at that time while you're doing your current delivery, you're not going to know. So, but hindsight is 20/20. You're just going to go ahead and take what's available to you. And if you can knock something out, like I said, within 15, 20 minutes during that dead time, because you honestly should be moving as much as possible. You shouldn't just be sitting still waiting for an order. I know sometimes you may not be able to avoid it, but if an order does present itself to you, and it's easy, there's no reason why you shouldn't take it. Don't get caught up in chasing those big, large orders all the time. The $40, $50 payouts. I honestly have only gotten maybe probably 5 deliveries total that were over 40 plus. Constantly chasing those orders, you're going to be sitting there waiting for a long time. And the goal is to get the points. So instead of wasting time, hey, take some of those small orders. Trust me when I say that they add up quickly, because I can guarantee you that you're probably going to be thanking yourself in the future. Trust me, you're going to be thanking yourself. All right, moving on to the next tip. It's going to be stick with stores that you are familiar with. Now, this is going to be self-explanatory, obviously. The more familiar you are with the store, the quicker your shop should go, right? Now, out of all of the stores that I shopped, I would say a good maybe 90, probably 95% of the stores that I shopped at, all of these stores I am familiar with. I've either shopped there personally for my own groceries, or it's the same store, but it's just at a different location. And most of those stores, they're usually kind of similar in the layout. Some things might be a little bit different, but if you're familiar with one location, you going to another location shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, when I first started, I made the mistake of going to a Costco. And this was before my Diamond Cart series, but I wanted to go to Costco because everybody was always talking about, oh, you can make all this money at Costco. This is where those unicorns are going to be. People are tipping well, yada, yada. I heard all the hype, right? So I went to Costco and I got an order. And it was not a fun experience. It really was not. So besides the fact that I had trouble finding parking, there were no aisle numbers in the app, so I didn't know where anything was. When I finally did get everything, checkout was a hassle. The lines were extremely long. It was just not a fun experience overall. And that was probably going to be my first and potentially last time that I shop at Costco, at least for now, until I can get more comfortable with the store. So that goes along with this as well. If you're new and you see like, oh, Costco is where all the money is, but you're not familiar with Costco, I would say avoid Costco until you can get comfortable with it, because you're going to waste so much time just sitting in that store trying to figure out where everything is. Also, go to stores that have self-checkout if you can help it. Aldi is one of those stores where it depends on the store. I think I've shopped at like 5 different Aldis so far. And out of those 5, I think only 2 have self-checkout. There was a time where I had to shop for one item. It was a packet of frozen ground beef. It was like the tube of ground beef, right? And that store had self-checkout. I was in and out in literally 5 minutes. That was cool, right? But if I went to another Aldi and they didn't have self-checkout, I would have been screwed. Because a lot of the other Aldis that I do go to that don't have self-checkout, they usually only have one cashier and the line is almost always super long. So imagine you're going in there to shop for one item and you waste your time in line for like 10 minutes. That's time that you can't get back. So yeah, learn your stores and try to get in and out as quickly as possible. And my last tip is to focus on the busy times and the busy stores. Now for myself, even though I am 5 months in, I am still trying to figure this out. It's still kind of hard to gauge when the busier times are going to be. Of course, you have your typical busy times, at the beginning of the month, towards the weekend, going into dinner time every day. Those are your typical trends, right? But this can still vary market by market because sometimes there are just slow periods. There's really nothing that you can do to get get around a slow period. It just happens sometimes. I had literally been out for a few hours on a Friday expecting it to be popping off. You know, people didn't get paid, people trying to go ahead and get turned up. It's Friday, but I found myself sitting around a lot waiting for orders. So it can honestly vary as far as those busy times. But one thing I will say that I learned is to camp at stores that have a variety of items that you can shop from. So Meijer, for instance, you've probably seen me do a lot of Meijer shops because Meijer, Target, you know, all of those stores are pretty similar because they have more than just grocery. So other than your grocery, you got your pharmacy, you got pet supplies, you got household supplies, a whole baby section, you got a bunch of different things, electronics, all of that. So I found myself gravitating to those stores because I was almost guaranteed to get at least something, even if it wasn't like the most ideal order. Instead of just camping at a store that's just known for groceries, you know, you might actually have more opportunity to get another order with, you know, baby supplies, electronics, whatever it may be, pet supplies, you know, if you camp at one of those stores. So just giving yourself as many options as you possibly can during those slow periods. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got for this video. So like I said, I definitely learned a lot, and I know I still have a lot to learn when it comes to Instacart. Now, eventually I will be doing a review on Diamond Cart, and I'll give you my honest opinion as far as if I think it's worth it or not. And of course, you know, this is still going to vary by market. But this video today, like I said, it was more so just to help people who were looking to get into Diamond Cart. You know, if you're limited on time, or, you know, you just want to give it a try for yourself and you don't really know the best way to go about getting into Diamond Cart, you know, I feel like these are some good tips that you can go ahead and put to use to make the most of the limited time that you have. But yeah, guys, if you have anything else that you would like to add, or, you know, anything, just let me know in the comments. Now, before I go, I have to remind you guys, leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.